And here we are live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday evening's channeling, hanging out with Roxanne. We're going to give it a couple minutes for people to join us and get everything situated. How's the sound? Sound check. Sounds good. I sound good. Thanks all for tuning in once again. Appreciate a thumbs up if you like what you see here. Feel free to like and subscribe if you choose to do so. And let's get on with it. And so I had a couple of different thoughts I wanted to go over with you guys. So let's think about something. At some point of your awakening, you're going to have to understand that it is really up to you. It may take you 4, 5, 6 solid attempts to really understand that concept as a subjective truth. In other words, a subjective truth doesn't mean it relies on an objective truth. In other words, you don't put the trust in a standard that is outside of you, okay? Something of this nature. An objective truth, it relies on societal standards, science, proof. The subjective truth, which is the I am, has to realize that it is literally creating its own reality. And once you understand you're not creating it in instant manifestations, because the fractal doesn't know how to do that, the fractal understands itself as a not God and is experiencing the human incarnation from that point. And what I want to talk about tonight is understanding that you literally are creating your behavior, and unless you make the changes, the reality isn't going to change, the algorithm. So I wanted to look at something that I noticed over the weekend. I noticed with humanity. Most of humanity is fast asleep, and they're just thinking about what's next. They're not thinking about what's now. Hello, Kevin. How are you? Thanks for tuning in, Kevin. They're thinking about anything but what they need to be doing, what they are doing. Most of you may notice, like, the inability of people to listen to you when you're maybe just making a simple order, the miscommunications with a lot of ideas. It happens more and more as humanity gets less and less interested in what they would consider the now, because their mind is so full of energy of what we call identity, and that's where their focus is. That's why we don't have very many good listeners on the planet, because they can listen to some ideas, but then they automatically take one little nugget and go to the future, right? So, and that future is a feeding. Now, I need you to listen to that. Hey, Kevin. Hi from the other Kevin and Annie. Love you too. I need you to listen to that feeding. Okay. A person wants something to happen, and then in order to make themselves feel special, they counter it with why it won't happen, or if they did it, there might be a consequence of what might happen. So in the human mind, pay attention. In the human mind, they might be thinking they're working things out. What they're doing is feeding an energetic body. Accomplishment. You give children lots of positive feedback, and it's a human thing, and there's nothing wrong with positive feedback. I get it. It can inspire. It can do a lot of good stuff. But it can do a lot of good stuff for the human experience, and we're not working with humans here. We're not humans. We're working with creators. We have to change that perspective and start living that point of view. So the child gets a positive feedback, and that identifies a positive emotion of acceptance, that accomplishment. They gained admiration. They gained the idea of accomplishment. They gained something admirable. They have something to identify with, and that becomes this identity of coveting, which is now starving. And it needs to be fed because it becomes alive and identified because the creator, the fractal, values it and then shores it up. So some people are just very critical. We all understand particular set of parents. Maybe there's an absolute insane mother that just can't leave their kids alone and is doting and over. And that builds this idea where her idea of herself needs to be fed. So whatever feedback they get from their kids, positive or negative, for that identity she created is what's feeding that identity to sustain. So the child that starts to build its identity is in expectation of this, and it pursues its life course and its behavioral decisions to continue to feed that identity. So if you guys look at your habits and your accomplishments and your things that you must continue to maintain, then you have to see that you're just simply feeding. Someone that is negative wants an idea of a counterance. So they say negative stuff and someone brings them a counterance and says, well, no, that might happen. Oh, no, it's going to happen. It's always happened. It just happened and I didn't know. And they fight. And this other person counters them and tells them there's a different way. There's something else. But what that both of them are doing are feeding. That's all you're fucking doing. So it's not what you do to help or what the other person needs. It's what you do to see you're feeding an identity in that moment. So enabling people to be that identified self is just continuing their incarnation as a human. It doesn't give them the value of cavitation. A cavitation is a disruption. It's throwing the submarine's engines in reverse and making a loud noise. And you cavitate and you get this holy vibration. That's what you need to do. I was working with a guy the other day and I cut him because I hit him and I got him to realize he's doing it. And of course it hurts. Now this is the humility factor. So what he was understanding is he would set up one scenario and have an identity about it and then give himself an opportunity and have another identity about that opportunity and then give himself another identity. If he followed this one, he'll create this negative feedback. If he followed this one, he creates another negative feedback. So he can never win. Never, ever win. Hello, Amy. How you doing, sweetie? So all of you, forget about what they are doing. They are your reflections to understand the nature of humanity. It's not necessarily you. You're not being that person. When someone's negative, you didn't attract negativity. What you did is you're learning. You're educating yourself to see the frequencies of possibilities and engage in that with an intelligent mind of observation and then an intelligent heart of translation, intuitive. You must translate. You can't further yourself unless you develop the internal trust. Someone had asked me, when you first started the channel, how did you know you were channeling? Because I trusted. Well, then how do you know? Because I know here. And they couldn't get past that because there was no what? Hello, Lucia. And there was no what? There was no external authority and objective, remember the subjective, objective, the objective authority validating I'm a channel. Doesn't matter. In that person's eye, there must be a resource outside, which takes away from the God that is here. How can a God fuck things up? Fucking things up is a perception of the fractal. The God creates unconditional perfection each and every moment. Your life has been unconditionally perfect the entire time you've been here. the only objection you've had to it is this subjective truth that you see within yourself reflected every day if you're paying attention, and to see where you can change your energies to understand what you're going to create if you continue down a certain idea. So we have to look at what we feed ourselves every day. We have to understand behaviors. I got pissed off at humanity the other day. I get pissed off at them a lot. And that's going to be a phase. If you do the work, you're shifting vibrations. Now, pay attention. It's not a higher vibration or a lower vibration. Let's not go there in the idea of better or worse. That's an arrogant idea. You just shift your natural vibration, right? So the resistance from you is a tolerable allowance, and you grow. But then you get humanity that is just naturally irritating to you because you see so well what they're doing to themselves, and you just like, God damn, when are you going to see it? And that's my own work and my own frustration. So I see it and I move and do my work through that. Okay. It's not wrong you get frustrated or upset of humanity. Stop holding yourself accountable for the actions you are in the now. That's such bullshit. I'm always pissed off humanity. I see side eye, Jenny. So yeah. So we're doing something, and we're involved in application, right? And I had to go over some stuff, and they didn't understand the application themselves. And I was like, this is your application. How do you not understand what I'm supposed to do here? I mean, this is your job. You don't even have a care for your job, and you're sitting there, oh, just do this or just do this, and then we'll fix it if that's not right. And I was like, do you have absolutely no honor for yourself? Do you have no validity of yourself? Are you always thinking about what's next? You can't wait to the 5 o'clock whistle. You just got to go and feed on Netflix or bonbons or get to your next thing. You got to live and become alive now, and it was like, I was like, well, okay, I'm not interested in working with you if you're not interested in working with me and understanding your job, because I might as well give my idea of what I want to get to the fucking Marx Brothers, because they can do a better job than the half-ass clown job you're doing. I had to think about that. And I was like, is it our job to wake up humanity? And the idea is, of course not. We don't want to become preachers. But in the moment, there is a possibility that we can just be that natural self, whatever it is in the moment. So if Jenny, you're pissed off, be pissed. Because that's not feeding. You're not countering them. You're not validating them. You're showing them. You're exposing them. They have to see themselves. So those are opportunities in the moment. And that brings up another idea that I wanted to reflect on, the feeding. So what happens if your mind criticizes you, which mine made an attempt to criticize me, is like, well, wait a minute, because you really want this, and if this fucks it up, you lose. And I was like, I can never lose. Hi, Debbie. I can never lose. I can never lose. Lose is a perception in my mind. If I had an expectation, if I'm here, get out of here. I think I need to order a new one. Okay? Watch. Look how the mind works. Pay attention. This is going to help you. So if I'm here in now, and here's my future, and I want, between here, I have a desire, a want, a need. So this means I'm arcing between these 2 points of now, expectation. And if this doesn't arrive, then I automatically fail. I fail because I was expecting. But if I live now, And this is a possibility, but I don't put any energy towards it as an identity. Then I live now, and I live now, and I live now, and I live now. And then when this arrives, it arrives. If it doesn't arrive, I'm in another now, and I'm focused in that now, so I can never lose what I was here. Because by the time I get to what this was supposed to be, I've changed. I'll never miss it because I'm now. Now is life. Now is filled. Now doesn't have tomorrow's or yesterday. It doesn't have desires, and it doesn't lack itself. It is full. Only the energy that needs to be fed will present itself as in need of quenching or hunger needs to be fed. And the feeding is because of you that give yourself that energy of what it is to fill that lack. So if you're feeling bored, I have to entertain myself. Bored is the toughest one to get through because you've been so possessed with process, so possessed with purpose, your energy is intending and you are feeding over and over again through behavior to receive. And then, of course, it gets higher and lower and higher and lower. None of you have ever looked forward to something and actually got there and it was what it was supposed to be. You try to make it what it was supposed to be by bullshitting yourself like, oh my God, this is so great. When you have to convince yourself of something, you're bullshitting yourself. You can't sell yourself. Once you take down those emotional relationships, those dependencies, the now becomes so fucking large, so beautiful, so unconditional, you have no time to look at anything else because the now is sweeping you off your feet. Every time. So we have to look at these identities that you guys continue, we continue, human continue. My laboratory in my investigative quest of ascension is humans, is my bubble every day. I learn every time I talk to someone, I'm observing myself and I'm observing them and I'm having a conversation. I'm present and I'm aware and I understand what's going on. Humans, they're train wrecks. When you get to a point of such clarity, you realize how their behavior is keeping them fractal, keeping them separated. And then when you give them the light, they fight you. I don't know how many people have emailed me back. And this is a while ago, not so much now, but because they understand what I do, but email me back and say, God damn it, Roxy, I didn't get what I wanted. I'm mad at you. I want a refund. I want this. You know, they get mad because I cut them and I show them how full of shit they are. And they're doing it to themselves and they don't want to see that. And I usually respond, I said, okay, if you want your money back, but I just ask you take a few days and think about it and then go back and review the thing. And not one of them came back to me and said, I want the money back. Not one of them. You know why? Because they realize it's them. Okay, waking humans up is an abrupt job. You have to smack them around. You have to make a loud noise. You have to say, get up. It's not soft and cozy. That's another identity that we're supposed to be something. We think we're supposed to be positive. Are you fucking kidding me? We're gods. We're unconditional gods. How can we be any certain way? That's a human thing. So when you enact those certainties that you consider the truth of you, that is an objective truth, that is societal truth, institution truth, then you're going to feed yourself with that identity and that emotion, and your life will not change. I promise you it'll be the same. The decorations will change, sure, but you're the same fucking sandwich. This right here, you're the same that. You can change the wrapping, change the bread, but it's still the same meat and potatoes inside running the fucking show. So we got to look at what we do and don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid of loss. You know, I was going through a lot of things to discover the different ideas of humanity, and I was brutal to myself, and I kicked my own ass. But what I did is I became those identities. I lived them fully, and I pissed people off, and I and I got people upset with me, and I've lost friends, and I did that. But I got to find me. I've got to find fucking me. And until I live my truths, how do I know what's me? I'm going to rely on humanity to tell me what the fuck I am. I'm going to rely on the mirror through their subjective point of view based on their experience, their memory, an opinion that labels me that I'm going to attach to. I can't use humanity or I remain human. I've got to use me. I've got to learn me. Do not discount that you're a God. There's no one going to give it back to you. You're not going to do enough good things and do enough goddamn work to earn some crazy ass award given to by some galactic federation. That's a pipe dream. You've got to do this yourself. And that starts with recognizing your own identities and the way you enact them, and they won't change unless you change. You've got to look at that mind that comes up with these emotional questions, that just tells stories. Someone wrote me an email today. Sweet girl, just found me on Gaia TV, wrote me a long email about all of these things. And I say, go and watch my YouTube and stop trying to wake up. Stop trying to become. Stop the effort. Just go and let creation show you what you are. And just observe and see. I told her to watch my videos so she can understand it's you. It's you that are doing everything. What you understood as life is what's creating your life. What you understood at life was not what you understand as being a creator. It's what you understood as being human. And you got that information, every single ounce of it, from fucking humans. And they are a separated species living in duality. So you expect different. That's arrogance. Rachel asks, hi, Roxy. A client asked me, where did you learn this information? I gladly said Roxanne School. Love you. Oh, thank you, darling. Love you too. It's a great school. It is. It is a really good school. So I want you guys to, if you have children, let them be children. Let them experience. All these kids around the world somehow learned languages without going to school. Scientists agree. We make, after the age of 4, kids are operating at a genius level, and as they become educated, they become stupider. They become bricks. These dull drones of accomplishment, conveyor belt attitudes of one size fits all, and you have to fit somewhere in a democracy of separation, taking some particular side. And to live outside of that box takes balls, big brass fucking balls, to be courageous and break that fucking cycle and live with I am and live with only the love of yourself. And other people saying, and this just reminded me, people, I want to be attracted by like-minded people. No, you don't. You want to attract what is not within you that is serviceable any longer. You get people that will show you your reaction to yourself. Like-minded people. What, do you want to group up and then we all can be skipping along and playing Red Rover, and look at us, we're playing games and happy in the garden? That's a fucking pipe dream. You want that fucking reflection to say, wow, this person just is a dick, but I got mad at the dick. He's an asshole. Why am I mad at him being an asshole? He's an unconditional asshole. Why am I mad at him? He's not feeling the anger. I am. Oh, good. He just reflected to me, I have some beliefs in me that I got to work on. You want to try this? Oh, I feel lonely. Like, oh my God, I was born in the wrong place in the wrong time. I should be somewhere else. It was an accident. And just all this bullshit because you have an emotion that's saying you're having a bad time. Well, how about taking that emotion, that one emotion that says bad time, not good, I don't belong, I'm empty, whatever it says, and remove it. Unprogram it. Could you ever feel it if you couldn't perceive it? No. So what are you doing trying to escape from it? You have to become it. You have to live it. You have to live it. Are you willing to take the responsibility to ascend yourself? Because that's the only one you can do it. And the responsibility is, as Bashar said, and I love this, it's the ability to respond to the now. The ability to respond. You can make those choices. Take a child and show them that their worthiness. Let them do it themselves. And don't judge them and don't criticize and don't correct them. When they look at you for the idea of guidance, give them guidance. Don't take it away and show them how to. God damn it, they're gods. Let them fucking skin their hearts and skin their knees. Let them love. Let them become alive. Don't be so protective. Don't be so protective of yourself. That's externalism. Let yourself go. Let yourself out. How do you know how to behave as a nature of yourself if you keep letting your mind quail your own natural behaviors, your own intuition instincts? How do you become anything other than what you've been? How do you think your life's going to change if you behave in the same fucking way? Some magic pill's going to come along and take society and change it for you, and all of a sudden you're whisked off to a reality of perfection that your little puny mind thinks is Eden? You got to be better than that. What? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, if anyone has any questions, you can write it here in the chat. I'm kind of working on something right now. If you're there, we see we got a couple people in the chat. Hello, everyone. Thanks all for coming in. I didn't say hi to most of the people that have joined us. So I want you guys to work on your worthiness. Okay? You're going to have to trust something. Hi, Sandra. Hey, Jean. You're welcome. Okay. I want you to look at something. Here's why you should take a risk on yourself. Okay? So you have two states of being. Okay? Two states of being. Being. Okay? You have a natural state that's worthy. Okay? Now, when the creator is creating, it doesn't second guess itself. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't debate. It creates. We are naturally creators. So you can't say we don't create when we are creators, because that's what we do by nature. So understand the fundamental action of the nature of you, what you are by nature, creator. That's all you do. You create. When you turn away, you destroy. But someone else creates what you destroy. So you're just focused on what you're creating. When you turn away, you're gone. When you turn back, you create. Okay? And when you turn away from this, you're creating here. When behind you, create. Okay? So let's look at the two states of being as it occurs to humanity. Keep this where you are here and now in this incarnation. Forget about the distractions that fantasize to take you outside of this incarnation. Stay here with me, okay? So let's look at worthiness. It's a vibration. And this vibration, remember your Tesla. If you want to understand creation, the universe, you must, ads will run shortly. Skip ads. No. Skip ads. I'm not putting ads in. Okay. Right here in the middle. I'm not one in the middle. That's assy. Worthy. Natural state. I am. Tesla. If you want to understand creation, you must think in terms of frequencies, vibrations, and tones. This is your natural thing. We attract vibrations. You're always attracting worthy. Always attracting worthy, because all of creation is worthy. You can't change the nature of reality. which is absolutely unconditionally worthy. Everybody is. It's all true. It's all here. We're living in existence. Okay? We create a frequency that we emit our energy through Abraham's vortex and translate our mirror reflected into. Okay? What you put out is what you get back. What you put out is what you. So this is easily removable, but not physically. You can't beat it down. You can't break it. You can't take it down. What you have to do is change. This fractal here is what is your truth. That's what the unworthy. That's the not God. That's the person that says, I need, I want, I desire, I can't, I won't, I should, I could, vibrating the big 4-letter fucking word lack. L-A-C-K. Lack. Right there. Okay? So you're putting lack through the vibration, tells the vortex I'm lacking. The vortex brings back to you the opportunity of absolutely unconditional love. And then you translate it through your lack, and you have a lack full of experience by the translations of somewhere on a duality scale between the highest joy possible in your subjective world to the lowest negative possible in your subjective world. So whatever you suffer, you suffer. Whatever you're joyous about is yours. Exclusively yours. It is an inclusive world, okay? So now we understand that fundamental of creation, how it works, okay? All right. Next, how do we take this down? Well, we recognize that if I repeat this same unworthy belief and I put my worthy energy of being God, my creator energy, my will of the now, will of now, my all that is creator energy, my nuclear fucking plant that creates life, if that energy and my will directs it through this filter, I create that truth. And that truth comes from all my memories, things I bought into, my truths, my beliefs, my religions. I thought there was a Christ conscience. There's a Christ conscience, and that's the guy, JC and the boys, and they did all this stuff for me, and I have to praise this angry God and cross my fingers. I get to go into heaven, and I believed all that because that's all I knew. I went to Sunday school, because that's all I knew. And one time I was a Republican, and then the next time I was a Democrat, because that's all I knew. I just looked at the belief systems, but I looked at them now with intelligence, with humility. I had to swallow the fucking pride that it's me. Who is it? Me. Go to the mirror. Hey, who is it? Me. Okay? Pay attention. We're still in school, all right? So now your mirror gives you a unconditional feedback, and the versions of the people you create, the versions of the people you create are based upon the energy that you have put out. So if anyone knows that if you come home and you're in a piss poor mood and you're and then your husband or wife goes, something wrong, and then you may be an asshole and be narcissistic and blame her mood changes, and you create the mood of that person because you're a dick. And you're wondering why your life is like that. Because you create the versions of reality because what you put in. It's coming back unconditional, but you translate it because that's the version that you love, that you covet, that you want, because it feeds that ego, feeds that unworthy identity. It feeds it. Damn, that's good, right? So how do we change it? How do we change it? We work. Hard work. Remember that? Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Recognition. And saying, okay, now if I react the way I always do, I'm really angry right now and I'm about to go over the edge and lose my mind, but hang on. I don't want to be a child today. I don't want to be a maturity. I don't want to represent what our leaders are representing, child antics. I want to mature myself as a creator. I want to mature the species. It is up to me to mature the species through representation. So I see my reaction. I am aware. I'm aware of my belief system that makes me feel angry and I want to attack and I want to get even and I want them to get mad because they're making me hurt and I want to make them hurt. But maybe I can be better today. Maybe just fucking today I can be better. Maybe I can be better today. Not better for them, not better for the collective, but better to myself because I don't deserve to feel this way any longer every day. I have to transcend that downloaded belief system that I bought from society because I arrived at the planet and empty and I sponged everything up and became this human, right? Remember? So I have to change the behavior and don't feed this unworthy self. So at that one moment, that one tiny little now, I take this and I make it go away. And the only thing I'm putting into my vortex of life is a worthy self. What does the worthy self feel like? It's the one that you're afraid to choose. It's the one that wants to say yes, but it's afraid. It's the one that wants to move to the island of Crete, but it's afraid. Because the mind, the secondary thought system, you have the intuitive thought, and then here comes the cavalry to save the day. The unworthy self goes, wait a minute, let's think about this. Let's be responsible. Let's be grown up about this. Come on, let's do our research. My God, we have to do the work. Okay, let's write this down and do a Ben Franklin, positive and negative. Let's write down the positivity. Let's do that. And we'll just get busy and look, everyone, I'm productive. No, you're fucking feedy and you're fat on lack. That's all you've done. Created a series of now of I'm big and fat, full of lack. Because you fed yourself. That's all you did. You didn't change yourself. You didn't change. Got to change. Got to change yourself. Go, masters. Change. Right? So in that minute, that unworthy vibration goes away. And you put worthiness in. And then that is light. Big, bright, shattering ego shattering light. And people go, wow, that was different. I never thought you knew that. That's crazy. You changed so much. My goodness. What happened? Did you take a pill or something? You get brave? You did something, right? Come on now. What'd you do? Tell me. And you became a different person in just that moment. And you feel that greatness. You feel that worthiness. You feel it, and then you're going to want more of it. And then, of course, the ego goes, oh, I like it too. Let's go and make some more up. And then you come up with all these fucking plans on how to do that. And then you're right back in another feeding because you're basing it off an emotional identity. You have to be on guard. Beware. Caution. Look around at that fucking ego. It's a sneaky bastard. And it's going to try to find a way for you to feed it because it's hungry. It's a hungry hippo. Right? I watched a lot of TV. I get all these fucking commercials in my fucking head. Well, that's from a little when they had commercials. We don't have commercials now. Well, we do. I just don't watch them. It's got a cut on it. Kansas City 10-0 against New York Jets. NFL update. All right. So when you change the way you perceive yourself and enact a new behavioral change, enact a new self, the internal self, then that beam of light, that beam of worthiness gets to be reflected back to the fractal, and you go, wow, I'm awesome. And I want some more of that awesome. But I know I can't pursue it. I know I can't intend it. I know I can't desire it. I just have to be it because it's never gone. It's always here. I just have to let it out. I have to choose an internal truth instead of an external truth. And I just heard a couple of people out there go, well, wait a minute. How do you know? How do you know if it's your internal self or the ego? Well, you have to get to know yourself. And you're going to have to make those choices without confirmation. You have to have trust in yourself and give it a test run. Because I've chosen this and I've chosen that. And then a couple times later, I was going, well, that's my ego. That's not my valid self, but I got here to recognize it. You can't make a mistake. You're not going to make a mistake. You don't make mistakes. What you do is you make a choice and look at it and feel it. And it says, is that me? Is that Memorex? Or is that my memory? Or is it me? Is that my natural self? And you got to work these worthiness, unworthiness issues out so you can start making some internal worthy choices so you can get to know there's a person in there, there's a creator in there, there's a persona in there that wants to be let out. Oh, thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much for the super chat. Number one. So I want you guys to realize that about yourself. All you're doing, it's so simple. But it's very difficult to see at the beginning. But if you look and look sharp, right? All you did was create an identity based off of what you coveted as a child. See, when they're little kids, these little child, the Marx Brothers, and then yeah, exactly, Devlin. If you watch a baby, a friend of mine, Vicky, sent me a video of a little baby, just gorgeous little baby, and is so cute, and it just is just so bright and open to the world and exploring and putting things and touching and feeling. And I love the child's parents, and Vicky's of the same take on is just allow the child to find its way. God damn it, it will. They'll give them guidance, but they won't take it and smash it. So you are smashed with all these truths, and you have to go, wait a minute. If I keep saying that, I'm going to get that. What happens if I don't do that? What will I get? Well, I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, and I'm very afraid, but let me go ahead and try because I know what I'm going to get if I keep choosing the same things. That's right. Showing our ages. That's right, Devlin. You know, if I don't make changes, I can't get a new reality. I get the same vibrational relationship that I can't change my unworthiness because I keep employing it. So that's the feeding that you have to recognize within your kingdom. Okay? And you can change that by choosing a different self. And you have to trust that self without validation. You're the master here, and we're all gods. Make no mistake about it. There's no one in charge of us. There's no one better than us. You're the only God here, and we're all here to make you see yourself so you can wake up. You're God ready to wake up, and you hired everybody to show you your God, wake up. And it works like that for everybody, which is just fantastic. Okay, I didn't get any questions thus far, so I think that's it. I'm gonna change the apprentice program. I've been getting a lot of requests for personal sessions, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do private classes. So the idea about private classes, and I'll put it up on my website in the next couple of days. I have to write what it entails down and get my webmaster to change it on the website. So I'm going to do, and look, guys, I'm not going to channel for you guys so you can answer questions that your ego appetites, because then I would be enabling you, and I'm not going to do a disservice to you by giving you transient information that you swallow and then you shit out the next day and you're looking for the next bonbon to eat. Okay? So the private classes is going to be, oh, good, Corey. They're going to be a group of classes, probably four, for whatever price I come up with, and we're going to work personally. Now, I have the schools that are going to cover the same things, but that's in a group idea, and these will be more personal. But they're both as effective. The classes are going in a direction, and they've already started. So the next ones will be in January, and then those people go to the advanced classes if they choose to. And then I'm also writing the curriculum for Homo Divinicus, which is another 4 sets of classes. But in the meantime, private classes, if you miss out on joining the Ascension classes, you can take the private classes and I can catch you up. But remember, it's me, Roxanne, and you know goddamn well I do not have bedside manner. So I'm going to rip you apart, take you down so you can see yourself and you can become worthy of your own existence without that goddamn external validation that you belong somewhere on this planet for a fucking reason when you're here because you're I am. Sometimes I wonder belief systems have to recognize what belief systems I have to recognize in order to change it. So when I think about the action someone else took that led me to someone I care about going to jail, I get pissed off and I wonder what belief is that. Well, first off, it's right there. You care. You care. You're mad because a person's going to jail? Let's all read this. The action someone else took that led to someone I care about going to jail. So what you're doing is caring, and you're using cause and effect. Okay? Those two people are none of your fucking business, Rachel. But you're making it your business because of your identity. If you're pissed off, that's a human emotion that you're getting. So good. So now you care. Now there's a cause. Great. Fantastic. So now you can recognize your anger because someone else did something in your mind to cause someone else pain. But how do you know what they feel? I wonder what belief is holding. Don't try to get a specific belief. It's that you have an assignment of energy that someone else took action. I keep bumping this. Sorry for shaking the thing. That someone else, Rachel, caused someone else harm. Okay, hero, protector, that's a fucking identity. Each kingdom is unto themselves. The truth lies in the eye of the beholder. Everyone feels only what their truth is. You have no idea how they feel. It's not positive or negative. You're being some idea because you care about someone. That's what you need to recognize, that I have a belief system that I matter in this person's life and I want to protect them, which is actually feeding just an identity of purpose. Care? How can I care for any of you when none of you are ever going to go away? And none of you have ever had a bad day in your life. None of you have ever experienced the idea of negativity or positivity in your nature. You've only had the fractal that does that. I can't care about you guys because you're unconditional love. You're a reflection of me, and I love me unconditionally, so I love you unconditionally. Why would I care about someone who's eternal, who's got it, who is just experiencing? See, if that person had a positive, maybe if that person, now pay attention. I want you to pay attention here, Rachel. If that person help that other person win the lottery and it was a good thing, then you would be okay with it. You would never look at that as a belief system because there's no negativity involved. But since there's negativity involved, then you get upset. So then you notice that. But the positive would be the same thing because it's still a belief system of externalization. So look at that. Look at the belief that you create that this person right here caused this person because they did something. That's what you're selling yourself and your fucking ego. You bought into your own fucking ego to feed your energy. And now you feel, pissed off. Great. Look at me. I get to be human. I get to be pissed off at that fucking faggot that did that to my fucking friend. Fuck you. Fuck you. Get it out, Rachel. Get it out. And look at yourself because it belongs to fucking you. You're the one creating that world in your subjective universe. Own it. Own that belief. That person is a creator. Let them be that creator. That person is a creator. Let them be that creator. If I make it my business, then I create my reality and that's my truth. Welcome home. This is exactly why I want you to work with me. Your style works for me, and I know you won't hold back. Yes, you're right, Corey. I won't. Yes, Rachel, leave it alone, but don't leave it alone in that idea, but just look at your own belief, that anger. It's not about the guys taking action however you see him, whatever identity you want to assign him as being that cause is just an externalism. You went to my classes. You know what externalism is. It's assigning a dependency through an emotional relationship. You have an emotional relationship, not with this particular guy. The guy could have been John, Dick, or Harry to do it. It could have been anybody to do it. It doesn't matter. Doesn't. But you assigned it to that identity. Okay? You assigned it to him. And that person right there became a cause of your friend. So now you have to look at all of those beliefs you're creating, not imperfection, not ABC. This is what it is. I got to write it down. Don't define it. Just look at the emotion behind it. Observe, feel it. And then you understand how you can accept it and surrender to it. So that's my shit. I own them. Those are my words. And that's okay because I'm a creator understanding myself because I came here to experience separation, to experience this. And I'm getting it right now full bore. Booyah me. And you pass it and transcend it and live it and become it and watch it dissipate, Rachel. Watch it start to lose its value with the creator because the creator knows it's not that. The creator knows it's love. Unconditional fucking love. So you have to become it, allow it, surrender. And next time, allow that, but don't choose it. Don't choose to react. Be. Okay? Good work. And you're welcome. And thanks again for the super chat. That was great. I'm glad we got that out. So anyways, I'll get the, in the next few days, I'll get the private classes up there. And I'll put that out on YouTube. I would probably do a video on it or something. But if not, we'll see you next week if I don't put it out before, and we'll talk about it then, but I will get that up. All right, everyone, listen, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for the super chat, Rachel. If you guys like to donate, you know where you can donate. On the link below there, my goes to my, I think there's a donate button, but there's also on my website link. And until next week, follow this, not this. Follow this. Trust it. Get to know it. You deserve to feel I am. You deserve it. You're welcome, everybody. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Devlin. That was funny, Devlin. Thank you, Kevin and Annie. I love you guys. Lucia, Jenny, Debbie, and anyone else out there that didn't write in the chat. Thanks all for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. Mwah! Go rock your reality. I love you all. Bye. Well, thank you, darling.